Okay, we are live. Can somebody say something for saying hello? Thank you. Okay, you're good. Last week's audio, our last board meeting's audio problem, so I wanted to make sure we're good.
So the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies, at which time any business affecting your interests is discussed and acted. In accordance with the provisions of this act and Board of Education Policy 0162, the Board of Education of the Borough of Bound Brook has caused notice of this meeting to be posted in the board office and at Bound Brook High School, and mailed or faxed to the Courier News, Bound Brook Borough Clerk, South Bound Board of Education, and any person who has requested individual notice and paid the required fee. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Gordon, please go roll call, please.
Certainly. Mr. Bell. Mr. Dawson. Here. Ms. Casino. Ms. Lima. Mr. Zupko. Here. Ms. Moosen. Mr. Minhas. Here. Ms. Hahn. Mr. Fulmer. Here. Mr. Januzi. Here. Board President, you have a quorum present this evening.
Thank you very much. Just my comments in brief. I know we're all coming up to the end of the school year and everybody's excited. I also know that the Board of Education is as busy as we were on day one of the school year, and certainly our administration as well. So, we're in the home stretch here, and hope everybody has a great end to the school year. I'll turn over to this recognition.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our May board meeting. At this time, we'll have our principals come to the mic to recognize our students of the month, and we will start with Lamont School with Dr. S.
Congratulations to Lucas Olivia in pre-K. His teacher is Mrs. Ostrander. He has one brother. His favorite subject is gym, and he loves playing basketball. His favorite hobby is art. He loves drawing pictures of flowers. And when I grow up, I want to be a teacher just like Miss O. Congratulations.
Good job, Barbara.
Wait, one more.
I wish I had a smile like that.
One more picture.
Wait.
Congratulations to Clifford Frazier IV, currently kindergarten student in Mrs. DeLuca's class. His one sister and one brother. His favorite school subject is eating breakfast. His favorite hobby is playing Xbox, and career plans: when I grow up, I want to run in the Olympics. Congratulations, Clifford.
Next up, we have Dr. Santi Sharma filling in for Mrs. Clark.
Hello, everyone. Our first person up tonight, and thank you again on behalf of Ms. Clark, our first student up tonight is Hunter Hernandez. Hunter's teachers, Ms. Sella and Ms. Ciampa, and Hunter has one sibling named Sebastian. I don't know if Sebastian's here tonight. And favorite subject in school is reading. Hunter loves to color, especially his Jurassic World coloring book, and enjoys writing stories in his free time. In the future, Hunter would like to be a librarian when he grows up. Congratulations, Hunter. Next up is Aubriana Quintero. Oh, Hunter, here he is. Congratulations, Hunter, good job. This is for you, buddy. Hang on, Aubriana, we're almost up. All right, again, next up is Aubriana Quintero. Aubriana is an only child, no siblings. Congratulations, you get all the attention. Favorite subject in school is art and centers in ELA. And favorite hobby is learning at school, snuggling with mom, dad, and dogs. I like that, that's excellent. And in the future, wants to grow up and be a paleontologist. Congratulations.
Let's let all those there. Wow. Good take photos. You're doing a great job with that smile.
And next up for Smalley School, Ms. Looney.
Smalley would like to recognize Alexandra Salaki as our 3rd grade student of the month. She is in Mrs. Pellegrino's class. Her siblings are Valerie and Nicole. Her favorite subject is math. Her favorite hobbies is gymnastics. And when she grows up, she wants to be a veterinarian. Congratulations, Alexandra. Our next student of the month is Michaela Castillo in grade 4. She is in Mrs. Coker's class. She has one sister, Abigail. Her favorite subject is also math. Her hobbies are drawing and reading, and she wants to be an artist when she grows up. Congratulations, Michaela. Our next student of the month is Anthony Sokai. He's in 5th grade. His teachers are Miss Golden, Miss Fondes, Miss Mano, and Miss Sandler. He has 2 younger sisters and 1 older sister. His favorite subject is math. He likes to play soccer. In fact, he plays for a Bound Brook team. And when he grows up, he wants to be a professional soccer player. Congratulations, Anthony. And our last student of the month is Edier Chica Martinez. He's in 6th grade in Miss Tacconi's class and Mr. Osborne's class. He has 1 sibling, Salmon and Lafayette. His favorite classes are math and English language arts. He likes to play soccer with friends, play video games, and catch up with friends. And he wants to attend college in California when he grows up and become a video game designer. That's a very good thing. He hopes to be happy and continue spending time with family and friends. Congratulations.
Ms. Khalid and Mr. Cody. Next up, back up for community schools, Dr. Sanderson.
All right, round 2. First up for the community middle school, we have Brianna Lamus Mejia. Brianna has 1 sibling, 1st grader at Lafayette, who's Margaret, and I'm looking for Brianna right now. Favorite subjects are physical education and soccer. Brianna was nominated by her teacher, Mr. Sanders, and favorite hobby is playing the piano, and in the future would like to grow up and become an architect. Brianna, congratulations. Next up for the community middle school is Alexia Zueta Areola, also nominated by a PE teacher, Mr. Lay. Alexia's favorite subject is English and enjoys drawing and listening to music. And not sure what you want to do when you grow up, but definitely something with art and drawing. Alexia, congratulations.
And not least for PHS, Mr. Smith.
Good evening. I know two of our Crusader Citizens of the Month could not join us today, but I'll still announce their names. Daniel Cisneros. And Jemiah McLeod. Okay, another representative, Crusader Citizen of the Month is Anastasia Samalaitse. So Anastasia has one sibling. Her favorite subject in school is art. She enjoys playing guitar, drawing, skateboarding, knitting, and baking. In the future, she wants to create her own cartoon television series.
Anastasia.
Great.
Oh, Anastasia. Hold on one second. Anastasia. Hold on. And our last recipient, Orlando Rodriguez. Orlando has a younger sister. His favorite subject in school is physical education. He enjoys playing soccer and video games. In the future, he wants to work with his father with his electronic business.
We now introduce our educator of the month, Dr. Santa Serma from middle school.
The Bound Brook School District is proud to recognize Mrs. Kim Credatis from the Community Middle School as the May 2023 Teacher of the Month. I've had the privilege of working with Mrs. Credatis for the past 9 years. During that time, Mrs. K has held multiple positions in both general education and special education in the middle school math department. Each year, as the middle school's needs change, Ms. Credatis was asked to take on a new position and new responsibilities. However, last spring, Mrs. K was asked if she would consider filling this year's 7th grade science position for one of our retiring teachers. And once again, Ms. K stepped up to the plate. Now, at the beginning of the school year, it gets better. At the beginning of the school year, our school experienced an influx of students, especially in the 7th grade. And it was determined that another math section was needed for our 7th graders. However, all teachers had a full schedule and we needed a volunteer. And as you can guess, Mrs. Credatis agreed to teach that math section during her prep period. That means Mrs. Credatis teaches all 7th grade students science, 7th and 8th grade special education science students, as well as a section of 7th grade math. That's a total of 165 students. I actually looked it up today and counted. That is amazing, Ms. Credatis. All of those students include general education, special doing it all without a prep period. As a science teacher, Mrs. K works closely with our friends at Students to Science who deliver virtual labs to our students in Bound Brook, and has helped organize class trips to the Isaac Laboratory in East Hanover. Each month, members of the community middle school staff takes turns hosting a faculty breakfast, and it is Ms. K who is the person who organizes and reminds everyone when it's their turn. Ms. K works closely with the child study team to ensure special education students' academic needs are being met and collaborates with the INRS team to develop plans for students who are struggling. As recently as this past week, most middle school parents watched their children create science projects for tomorrow night's open house and science fair. Mrs. K was there to help inspire and assist many of the projects that will be on display. It's hard to illustrate in such a short time the impact a teacher can have on her students and on the community. But rest assured, it is safe to say that Bound Brook is fortunate to have Mrs. Credatis. And on behalf of all the lives you have touched, I'd like to say congratulations and thank you.
Congratulations. Whoa. Perfect.
Sorry, my 4th time up tonight. I promise this will be the last time. I see that Brianna has joined us. Brianna, student of the month. Brianna Mejia, 7th grade community middle school. Come on over here.
Perfect. Right there.
Congratulations. Want to read it again, Joe?
So just a little background on Brianna. Nominated by Mr. Sanders from the community middle school and soccer. Favorite hobby, playing the piano, and when she grows up, one day would like to become an architect. Congratulations again.
And next, we were supposed to have Anthony Chavez, who couldn't be here with us tonight. He was going to introduce his idea of restarting the school newspaper. He's going to do that at the next meeting, so we look forward to that presentation then. Mr. President?
Sounds good. At this point, we'll actually take a brief recess for anybody who wants to come down and take pictures. You're welcome to do so with either your parents or your teachers if they're here.
unmuted.
Great. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are up to committee reports for this evening. First up is education, Mr. Dawson.
We had a great meeting of the Education Committee recently. The focus of the meeting was to talk about the work that our curriculum supervisors have engaged in this past year to better our instructional program, and also to discuss the upcoming year. It was an exceptionally well-done presentation, very thorough. I think all of us found the supervisors to be very informative. With regards to math, a lot of great work has been focused. This year, the team is focused on aligning common assessments. There's been some resequencing of the Algebra 1 course to ensure that topics that are tested are sequenced earlier in the year. There's been a lot of focus on looking at data to make sure that our academic support interventionists have appropriate data to really target small group instruction. Similar themes in English language arts. Of course, the goal is that all of our kids will reach proficiency. This particular focus this past year has been on independent active reading, really making sure kids are engaging with their texts, text evidence, evidence-based writing. The team has also done a lot of good work in aligning and making sure that there are logical and sequential guidelines for what constitutes work at the CP level, the honors level, the AP level, et cetera. The team has done a good job of auditing the curriculum to make sure that we are including both modern and traditional texts, making sure that the texts that are selected represent the diversity of our student population. There's a lot of focus on also programs and software that the team feels will support our teachers, particularly in designing lessons that are responsive to where the kids are. Some of the ideas that were spoken about, programs that have gained a lot of enthusiasm within the district are the Common Lit program, a program called iReady, which also is an assessment that provides teachers with targeted reports on how kids are doing relevant to the particular standards. A program called IXL, which can be used to supplement instruction in mathematics. Overall, the takeaway, and correct me if I'm misspeaking, is that these programs will supplement the work that the curriculum staff, the administrators are doing to help teachers use data to design lessons that really target where kids are on individual levels. We spoke about the value of really designing personalized learning plans with that data and how to develop some instructional practices that may be purposeful and reflective in using all of this data to bring things together. In the upcoming year, the supervisors spoke about some common things that they'd like to focus on. One is making sure that we recognize the assets all students bring to the classroom, to limit the idea of students needing remediation to the extent that it might create a deficit mindset, to really encourage our teachers to have kids productively struggle, to grapple with difficult tasks, to wrestle through things that may be difficult to persevere, and also to really make sure that our teachers have really meaningful and purposeful data that they can use to design instruction and supporting students. There's a lot of excitement about a program called Intervention Manager, which tracks the work that we do with particular groups of students and individual students, see how they respond to that through the Linkit platform. So Linkit will continue to house our district data, but we also are looking at some other platforms to assess where our kids are. It was a great meeting, very well done.
Outstanding. Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Any questions on education committee? All right, hearing none, we're actually going to go to Ms. High in place of Mr. Bell on governance.
Okay, we too had a very productive meeting. One was looking at policy, and we were talking about the policy regarding professional development with travel and lodging, and just went through that just to fully understand what that was about. We also looked at a number of things happening on the Board of Ed timeline, just from May to September. And one was, it's the time of year for the superintendent's evaluations. What happens is Dr. Freeman does his self-evaluation, and then the board conducts their evaluation, and then the two meld. In June, we will be going over that. We will have a meeting with Dr. Freeman and just go over what the results are with that. We also had a meeting with Gwen Jordan, who came, she trained the whole board on how that is done and where we go to get all of our resources. And we are going to be having another meeting on July 19th. And that was something that the board really looked at, is what is one of our major goals, and that is of student achievement. So that will be happening on July 19th for the whole board. The thing that happens too in the summertime, which is just so rapidly approaching, is we set board goals for next year. So that will be happening. We want that done by August, of course, so that we can get into the new school year. We also talked about what workshops are being offered by New Jersey School Board Association, and that they have a lot of things that are on there that are, you know, just free. Some are virtual, some are in person. And it was really kind of a quick meeting, but it was a very productive meeting. Any questions on that?
Any questions for Sue?
Okay, good.
Well done. We are up to Human Resources. Ms. Musson is not here this evening, so I will do the Human Resources report on her behalf. We reviewed a number of different items during HR. The first one was open positions, both from within the existing budget as well as a preview of the positions that have been added for the 2023-2024 school year. So suffice it to say that our administration will be very busy. If they haven't been busy enough already, they will be even busier hiring additional teachers and staff over the next few months. Everybody should have access to that information, which Dr. Freeman disseminates through the weekend reports. If you have any issues with access, please let either me or Mike know. We briefly discussed the upcoming negotiations with the BBEA. Again, we're just in preparation mode. We've been in contact with their leadership. We are getting ready to plan a date to exchange proposals. So that should be happening before the next meeting with luck. And we just want to make sure that our proposal is as complete and comprehensive as we think it needs to be. We went through the update on the Smalley School principal position. And I'm just happy to acknowledge Ms. Suzanne Carbone in the audience this evening. You'll actually see a resolution in section 6 to bring her into the district, and I'm just really excited to have us back up to full staff in Smalley and throughout the district, and to begin to make progress on our goals there. We went through the update on the sick bank leave. Again, I think that was covered at length in the weekend report, but our records there are now fully up to date. Just 3 retirements still through the end of this school year, which I think is in contrast to where we've been around this time in years past. And I think is both a positive indication of the staff as well as the administration and the work that we're doing to keep people here and keep them happy. And the last item that we talked through were the administrative contracts, 2 of which you'll see on the agenda for this evening, one for the assistant superintendent and one for our board administrator. Board secretary and business administrator. I think that's it. Any questions? Okie dokie. Up to you for operations, Roger.
Yes, sir. So the operations meeting went very well. It was actually the shortest I've ever experienced in the time I've been here. So basically, we discussed the issue of bricks again. And it actually was an interesting, the committee members expressed the dissatisfaction with the process where the board was not appraised of the dark bricks. After presentation, the committee unanimously expressed that the 3 available brick samples that were presented to us would result in at least some project delays due to local availability. They were too gray in color and did not match nor accent the existing building well. So 2 committee members asked, and we're taking to the school with samples to see the colors of natural light along with the existing school bricks. And the committee recommended to complete the project without the use of accent bricks because the initial selection was almost black in color, and the more recent 3 samples were too gray. The committee recommended completing the brickwork with field bricks that match the existing brick colors on the other sides without the use of any accent brick. Administration was directed to solicit matching field brick availability from all available options. The budget update that Mr. Gorski presented, everything seems to be good with the county. Budget is now finalized. Mr. Gorski, do you have any other finalizing comments on that?
Mr. Zupko, the only update is that the county office has approved the final budget that was adopted by the board, and we're ready to encumber funds as early as July 1st.
Excellent. And the board would like to thank the administration and the community and everyone in that process. So we really appreciate everyone's assistance with that. Finally, the meeting wound down with Mr. Gorski providing the committee a proposal from ESM to provide environmental engineering and testing services as needed. With that, I yield back to you, Mr. President, if there are no more comments or questions of me.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Any comments or questions on operations? Very thorough reports this evening. Our community engagement and communication ad hoc is actually suspended at this point. So I will substitute there with the introduction of our newly formed committee on extracurricular activities. Lisa and I were happy to host Mr. Steele from the professional staff. And we started to talk about the charge for the committee and the work that we intended to do. Principal among that includes inventorying our current programs, confirming their intended purpose, goals, and objectives, measuring their current success or satisfaction rates, or at least the participation rates, understanding any needs or wants to improve performance, particularly in areas of commonality impacting multiple programs, and then ultimately delivering some recommendations to both the board and administration for consideration. Generally, that charge has been well accepted, and what we left our initial meeting with was a few action items from Mr. Steele to come back with participation numbers in the programs over the last few years, and a commitment to review and evaluate that at our next meeting. Any comments or questions on the new extracurricular committee? All right. The last report is from Sue for the Somerset County Educational Services Commission.
And I have the shortest, because this committee meets every other month. And this was an awful lot. So the next meeting is on June 7th, so I will report at the June meeting.
With that, our committee reports are concluded, and we will move to item number 4, which is open to the public for agenda items only. Do we have any agenda item questions or comments from the room? Seeing none. Do we have any questions online?
Seeing none.
Okay, no questions online, so we are moving on. Item 5.1, be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the minutes for the following meetings. This is a regular and executive session for April 26th, 2023. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Ms. Haya. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas? Yes. Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes.
Mr. Januzzi?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 6.1, be it resolved that the superintendent recommends for approval the resolutions as outlined in district personnel resolutions. This is 6.2 through 6.63. Did I say that? Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Hyde. Any discussion?
I have one question. It's 6.34. It was a send resolution for a conference request. Was that just, they didn't want to, didn't have it? What happened?
Well, that was what we discussed last week. It was tabled, and what
Oh,
happened
okay.
was the conference was that
The large.
weekend, so we did, the day passed.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Question on 6.4,
6.4.
Dr. Gallagher. Assistant Superintendent.
Good.
What is his job function?
I'll give you the, I'll give you the job description, which is basically talks about all of his job functions.
I'm just curious, I'm new to this, and I see a salary of $192,000. I also know that if you make $173,000 a year, you're in the top 10% of all wage earners.
Okay,
Are we in the top 10% of return on that investment? That's my question. I don't know if,
are we in the top 10% of return on investment?
I mean, are we getting a top 10 performance?
I can't really discuss his performance
Okay.
in public, but what I can do in terms of the job function is I can provide you with the job description. And we can actually go over it together.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes, with the exception of 6.4.
And how do you vote on 6.4?
Vote no on 6.4.
Beg your pardon?
Vote no on 6.4.
No on 6.4. So moved. Mr. Januzzi?
Yes.
Motion passes with the exception of 6.4.
And is that because we need a majority of board members to approve, or just a majority of the board members present?
It's the majority of the members seated on the board, which would be 6 for personnel items.
Thank you for clarifying. Right, moving on to item 7.1. Be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in district education resolutions. This is 7.2 through 7.7. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Zucker, a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Any discussion?
I have one thing.
Sure, shoot.
I have one. First of all, I love seeing field trips on these. I just love seeing it on the agenda. And I see at the high school it's going for Midsummer Night's Dream. And there are a lot of kids going. There were no chaperones. Is that, there are no chaperones? Or the teachers I know, of course, will be going. It already happened?
Yeah.
Did you have chaperones?
It happened here.
Oh, okay, good enough. Still, did you have chaperones? It was good? I'm glad you did that. I really do love when these things happen in the schools. I think it's so important. So thank you.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes.
Mr. Januzzi?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Item 8.1, be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in board action resolutions. This is 8.2 through 8.24. Have a motion?
Motion.
We give it to Mr. Dawson, a second to Ms. Hyde? Sure. There you go. Any discussion? I would just note that some of the change orders necessary to fulfill the wishes of the Operations Committee that Mr. Zupko reviewed are included in tonight's agenda. So if you do have any questions on that, I believe they are in items 8.7 and 8.8. But if not, I can take a roll call. Mr. Gorski.
Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes.
And Mr. Januzi?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We are now up to other matters to come before the board and new business. So for the members, do we have any new business to raise this evening? Hearing none. I believe we are now open to the public. Anybody from the floor? No? No, anybody from the- got it.
There are no comments online.
No comments on nine. So now we are ready to go into executive session. So be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education enters executive session as allowed by NJSA 10:4-11 for the purposes of items number 1, 3, and I always get this wrong, but maybe 7. Start highlighting my password. That's correct. Very good. Items 1, 3, and 7. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Hyde. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, you are unmuted.
Okay. Back everyone. We are up to item 13.1. Be it resolved that the Mount Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in approval of HIV cases under high school. This is item 13.2. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Zucker. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. High. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas? Yes. Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes.
Mr. Janussi?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 14.1, be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education approves the resolution as outlined in approval of HIV cases under Milton Elementary Schools. This is 14.2 and 14.3. May I have a motion?
Motions.
Is that Mr. Dawson?
It was.
So moved. A second?
Second.
Look at that, Mr. Ballmer with the second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dawson?
Yes.
Mr. Zupko?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Fulmer?
Yes.
And Mr. Janussi?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have now exhausted the agenda for tonight's meeting. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Ballmer. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good evening.
Woo-hoo.